Okay, so let me get where we started off at. It was almost done right here. Okay, guys, so we left off at this example 14. We need to clear the fractions, so we're going to find the least common denominator, the LCD. So we've got a denominator of 9, 3, 9, and 3. So the least common denominator in this case should be 9. So we are going to multiply both sides by 9. Making sure we use a distributive property, multiply all of the terms on each side by 9, even multiplying this by 9 here. Multiplying the 9 times the 5x over 9, 9 times the x over 3, minus the 9 times 13 over 9. Okay, so using the diagonal method, simplifying before you multiply, these become 1, so you're just left with 5x. You could divide both those by 3, that becomes 1, this becomes 3, so you would do 3 times x. These would just become 1, you're left with a minus 13. This would become 1, and this would become 3, so it would be 3 times 1. So you're left with 5x here, then 3 times your x is 3x, then we had your minus 13, and then 3 times 1 is 3. Solving like normal, making sure to combine like terms, you've got a positive 5x and a positive 3x, so that becomes 8x minus your 13. Going to a new slide, solve by doing the opposite operations, starting with addition or subtraction. So we've got that minus 13, do the opposite by adding 13 to both sides. This goes away, leaving you with 8x equals 16. You've got 8 times x, doing the opposite. You should divide both sides by 8. This goes away, becomes just 1x. Then you've got 16 over 8, becoming x equals 2. Okay, of course we've got to do a word problem practice, like how we could use this in situations. So I've got a situation on Saturday. Penelope rode her scooter m miles in 3 hours. On Sunday, so that's pretty important, m miles in 3 hours. And then on Sunday, so the next day, she rides twice as far in 7 hours. So if her average speed for 2 days, so the 2 days total, is 20 miles per hour, how far did she ride on Sunday? Round your answer to the nearest tenth of a mile. So Penelope's average speed is her combined speeds for the 2 days divided by 2. Well, that would make sense because it says for 2 days. We'd have to split it in half. So kind of a visual here, day 1 speed plus the second day speed divided by 2. So day 1 speed we know is m in 3 hours. So speed is miles per hour, or miles per hour is how it can be written. So we could write that like m over 3. And this one is on Sunday, so day 2, she rides twice. So that would be 2 times the number of miles in 7 hours. So her speed would be 2m over 7. Being her total average speed, which we already looked at as 20 miles per hour. So again, like I said, substituting that m over 3 for day 1, and then the 2m over 7 for day 2, then you've got the whole entire thing divided by 2. So right now, we can't clear these fractions until we get rid of this divided by 2. So what is the opposite of dividing by 2? Multiplying by 2. So we're going to multiply this whole side by 2. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So multiply that by 2. There we go. Getting rid of this. This becoming 40. Oh, I stepped ahead of myself. So now at this point, we're just left with the m over 3 plus 2m equals 40. So this is where we can clear the fractions, looking at 3 and 7, finding the LCD. 3 and 7, the least common denominator would be 21. So we would want to multiply both sides by that 21. So again, we want to distribute the 21 to here, the 21 to there. Simplifying it, and I'm going to go back over 1. We could simplify before we multiply. So 21 and, well, you would have, see if I can write this. 21 times the m over 3 plus the 2m over 7 times the 21 equaling 21 times 40 is 840. Okay, so here, simplify before we multiply. The 21 and 3, we could divide them both by 3, leaving that with 1. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So this would be 7 times the m now. Looking at these diagonals, 7 and 21, we could divide them both by 7. That's 1, and that's 3. So we would do the 3 times the 2m. So that would leave us with 7m plus 3 times 2, which is 6m, equaling 840. Which is what I got on the other side. Now this is just solving. Combining those like terms, we've got a 7m and a positive 6m to be 13m. And then again, doing the opposite, so dividing both sides by 13. And I'll be completely honest, guys, I used a calculator for this. I know this goes away to be m, and I divided by 840 by 13, and I got about 64.62. Now, we know this isn't over yet, because the question actually, if we go back a couple of slides, I'll have to go back every step. The question didn't ask us what she went on Saturday. It asked us what she did on Sunday, and that was twice the miles that she did. So we would need to double that 64. Let me do this. 2 times the 64.62. So again, I multiplied that on a calculator and got, on Sunday, Penelope rode 2 times m, 2m, or approximately 129.2 miles. Okay, so at this point, you should move on to practice B. Please raise your hand and ask any questions. I will help you. I hope these videos are helping. I asked everybody on Friday, and most of us said, yes, we like the videos better. It's working better. We're learning more. So I'm going to keep up with this. We'll see how it goes.